Well, I have often said to people that Johnson C. Smith is my adopted HBCU, since I couldn't do that. I didn't do that. We made history going to Clemson. We made history coming to Charlotte. We made history serving in a leadership role as mayor. But I also think a story that people don't know as much about is the ghost of Harvey Gantt walks around this campus in the buildings that we created or restored, and most folks don't know that. Well, most people know I grew up in Charleston, ended up in Charlotte working for an architectural firm called Odell Associates. And I lived down the street on Beatty's Ford Road when I first settled here, my wife and I, and became aware of Johnson C. Smith University. But I got introduced to it professionally because the firm that I was hired by had work on this campus. And I was assigned to work on the Perry, what is now called the Perry Science Salon. In 1971, I formed a firm. And one of the first prospective clients was Johnson C. Smith University. Over a period of years, we've worked for the campus substantially, starting with Dr. Greenfield on the education building. Then along came Dr. Albright as president, and he was building something called an honors college. Our master plan called for some new facilities that would be built around the student union, but it also called for a new library or expanding the existing library. And we got that job, which is the very room we're sitting in right now. This facility is, we were always pleased with it because it was a building that was here at the time that I first came as a member of another firm, but here we were being asked to expand. And of course, the library is the central building.
What Harvey has been able to do is show that good architecture is not just about the design of buildings. It's really building people. It's making sure that people are empowered, that they are part of the creative process, and that it works for everyone.
One of the most substantial buildings that we did started off with a very small budget. It was the restoration of Biddle Hall. Dr. Yancey was so supportive of us. We started doing and showing her the possibilities of how we could make this building that was built by slaves relevant to the 21st century. When I go in the auditorium, the Biddle Hall auditorium today, I'm just reminded that there were students here over 100 years ago, and we restored it as purely as we could to what it would be like. And so if you go and sit in there and just imagine all those years, and all of what black folks had gone through, and there are few of us that got the chance at a higher education, it's almost a spiritual experience. The most significant thing is we took the attic space, the space initially that was an attic, but had the very best view of downtown Charlotte, and we made that the president's office. I remember showing Dr. Yancey what we intended to do, and she thought we were a little bit out of our minds. So Middle Hall is sort of the crowning achievement in the sense that we were restoring history, and it reflected in that building will probably be here another 125 years. Final building we did before Gantt was purchased by another firm at about the time I retired was the building Dr. Carter had the vision to want to build right next to the library, which is the new Science Center. State of the art all the way, and that was the most important building we did before Gantt Huberman became another firm.
I often tell people that without Harvey Gantt, there'd be no Vi Lyles as mayor. Harvey was our first African-American mayor, and here I am, the second. And what he has done is laid a pathway for others. But he did that not just in terms of governance, he did it in terms of his business acumen, his character, his faith. Aside from Harvey's wonderful architectural firm, when you walk on the Smith campus, you will see the buildings that he designed. You know, they're still very modern and very contemporary, the same kinds of buildings that we want to have in our own character. The built character is just as important, and he's contributed greatly to the students at Johnson C. Smith by having the design that they can do something in their classrooms, that there's light and there's hope. All of these things make a difference.
When I walk around here now, I feel a certain amount of ownership here. But what we help to do as an architectural firm is not just simply come in and design buildings, but we kind of felt the history and felt the importance of preservation, that this would be a leading HBCU campus, physically looking like it belonged in this community. All I can say is this is special. It's special because we've labored so long. There are a lot of hours spent, perhaps more than students who've been here 4 years spent, laboring and thinking about this campus. And for them, for the school, for Dr. Kinlock and the Board of Trustees to present this award to me, and I've been to many of the Arch of Triumph Award programs, is very special indeed.